Let's show the Town of Griffith February 16th Plan Commission meeting coming to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Robert Bala,
Present.
Larry Bala,
Present.
Larry Stassen,
Present.
Jim Marker,
Present.
Rick Reisa,
Present.
Todd Berg, Jake Demerol, Veronica Horka, present, and Dan Cloud is not present.
Thank you very much. Everyone's received a copy of our January's meeting minutes, and in reading them, what's the pleasure of the commission?
You might want to mention my name. I am present.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Present.
Did you do that? Okay. Thank you for correcting that. Again, everybody's received a copy of the minutes from the January meeting, and in reading them, what's the pleasure of the commission?
Move to approve.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any changes needed to those minutes? Seeing there is none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Starting with old business, item number 1, Indy Homes, 200 LLC, 1001 East 40th Place, preliminary site plan review to build townhomes. This petitioner has requested a continuance to the March 16th, 2026 meeting, and hearing that, what's the pleasure?
Make a motion to move. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing there is none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2, West Park Development, Turnberry Phase 2. Chris Kovich, our petitioner, has requested to be removed from the agenda. In hearing that, are we all okay with that?
Make a motion to remove.
Thank you. Motion and a second. Any changes or discussion? Seeing there is none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Old business number 3, Venequity Lakeshore LLC by Gary Warfel. Rensselaer Place, final approval of engineering. This petitioner has requested a continuance to the March 16th, 2026 meeting. What's the pleasure?
Make a motion to move.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Old business item number 4, Mance Consulting LLC, Greg Mance, 200 West Avenue B, final approval of engineering. This petitioner has also requested a continuance to the March 16th, 2026 meeting, and hearing that, what's the pleasure?
Make a motion to move.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to old business, item number 5, Creekside Outdoor Living, 1007 Rita Road. Public hearing on a one-lot subdivision. Property is zoned I-1 Light Industrial. Yes, sir.
Ryan Torringa with Torringa Engineering,
Yes?
presenting for this project.
Do we need to open up a public hearing before allowing the petitioner to speak? Okay. We're first going to open up our public hearing.
Okay.
So we are going to open a public hearing on this one-lot subdivision. Is anyone here to speak for or against this project? Asking again, anybody here to speak on this public hearing for this one-lot subdivision? Okay, we had nobody representing this one?
Mr. Chairman, for
Yes, sir.
the record, all notices were sent, letters mailed, postings, everything is in compliance with our ordinance.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, so that one is done. Do we,
Let him state his
Okay.
case and then close
please close or open your case, I'm sorry.
Yeah, as stated on the agenda, we're looking to get the one lot subdivision for the property. The owner's looking to build their business.
Okay. Now, we understand that Jake Damerol and company have issued a list of items. Have you received that? And is there any questions or concerns with that?
Yes, we did receive it. We received it last week, Friday. We've looked it over, and we do not see any issues with any of the things that are being asked for. Some of the items we can send almost immediately, some of the architectural, some of the additional plans and stuff, we just need to send those over. And then the rest of it just seems kind of some housekeeping, fixing up some of the erroneous page numbers and some items that were missing on the plans just to give more detail. But,
J-
yeah, we have no issue.
Jake, you want to offer comments first before we can offer any comments?
Sure. Yes, to Mr. Turner's point, many of them are minor. There are a couple, however, that may be a little more significant, primarily related to the detention sizing. That exfiltration test and the recalculation that needs to occur in both the soils that were the control controlling soil, the 4-inch versus the 6-inch, as well as the height where the detention capacity was determined by the top of the pond versus the top of the weir. That may have an impact on the size of the detention facility, which may encroach into the septic area. So understanding, what we need to see is the final septic plan from the county, where those fingers are gonna end, and then where the redesign of the detention facility places that, in order to make sure that the site in whole works together, and none of those changes impact anything else on the site.
Yep.
Okay, anything else, Jake? Okay. Then, in that case, we're gonna go to item number 6 then.
No, I think you closed the public hearing.
Okay. We'll close the public hearing on number 5.
And then are we going to, there's a big difference between a one-lot subdivision and a site plan. So this is just approving the one-lot subdivision regardless of any potential plans, correct?
Okay, in hearing that, what is the pleasure of the commission at this time?
I'd make a motion to approve the one-lot subdivision as presented.
Thank you. Can I get a
Second.
second? Motion and a second. Any discussion on this item? Seeing there is none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Now we'll move on to item number 6, Creekside Outdoor Living, 1007 Reeder Road, final site plan review to construct a 10,000 square foot warehouse building. We've discussed some of the items already in the previous item, but I want to allow my fellow gentlemen here to offer any questions or concerns on this. Mr. Marker?
No further comments.
Mr. Bala?
No further questions.
Mr. Ray?
All right, before we vote on this, so correct me if I'm wrong, there's more than just a few minor things, though? There's some
Well, yeah,
significant
I got myself
calculations.
On the last one there, so
Okay.
the drainage and septic situation is more of a significant concern that could have impacts to the overall site. The other items, such as the mislabeling of the sheets and some of those things are certainly minor, but.
Is that something we think could be resolved within 20 days? Or longer?
Do you know when you anticipate an approval from the county on the septic?
That one's hard to say, when it's up to the county, they work at their own pace. So we harass them as much as we can, without going overboard. But we don't think that there should be any issues with it. It's a relatively simple septic. The big issue would be just making sure it's on site with the proper clearances from everything, which don't think it will cause any issues. But I can't say for certain when we'd be able to get the full approval from the health department. But we do understand it would be, any approval would be contingent on getting set approval from the health department and a fully vetted and designed septic system.
On the septic, so it's a warehouse facility. It sounds like maybe there'll be maintenance being performed inside as well. Is that correct to your knowledge?
I am unsure of that. I would think any maintenance would be, minimal. I don't think that they're gonna be, taking apart their vehicles and putting them back together. Mostly just, minor fixes.
Yeah, I think.
But I think that's applying to your comment about interior drains.
Yeah, exactly. Mainly fluid, changing fluids or solvents, things along those lines, and the way that would have to be designed with respect to the septic as a separate vault system, more than likely. So just some clarity on that as well.
Yeah, we'll speak with the owner and clarify exactly, if repairs, what kind of repairs, and if there were any plans for interior drains, but as far as we're aware at the moment, there isn't any plans for that.
And is it currently occupied right now?
This
No,
could,
Bill.
this be
It's
brand new.
currently an empty field.
This be brand new.
Oh, it's brand new. Okay, I thought there was something there. Okay, all right.
So those are the three more significant concerns that we would have, and it seems as though without the county health department approval, you can't move forward anyway. So I don't know if there's any harm in awaiting that to make sure we know what that looks like. And then at the same time, you guys can determine if there's any changes to the size or the location of the pond
Okay.
through your recalculation effort.
Yeah, I'd be reluctant to give preliminary site plan approval for something that we don't have the basics design on yet, or plans.
I agree, I'd like to see the revised plans.
Okay.
Dave, any comments or questions?
No, I mean, that can wait till we get the plans.
Okay. In hearing all the concerns, comments, questions, et cetera, what is the pleasure of the commission for item number 6?
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion to continue this matter over to the March hearing, if that's gonna be enough time, and get the revised plans.
Okay, okay, a second.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Seeing there is none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
Please keep our team updated.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Moving on to new business. We are gonna do number 2 first, and then we'll do number 1. Item number 2 is Don's Wedema, 87 South Rensselaer, also known as 45-11-02-129-010.000.006, requesting permission to hold a public hearing on a one-lot subdivision. Property was rezoned to B2 Central Business on October 21st, 2024. Yes, sir, welcome back.
Thank you.
Can you please give us a recap and anything new, et cetera, on your project?
Yeah, so back in October of 2024, I still hadn't worked out a deal with the property owner at 117 South Rensselaer. Since then, I've been able to get a deal worked out, sign a purchase agreement for that property. So I think the next step would be that you want to make those 2 lots into a 1-lot subdivision.
So you're officially requesting permission for the public hearing based on that additional property that you're gonna look to purchase and then merging it together?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions from anybody about the request for permission to hold a public hearing? Jake, anything we have to do for that one? Bob, anything for that? Okay. What is the pleasure of the commission for new business item number 2, request for public hearing?
I'll make a motion that we grant them.
Okay.
The request.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Seeing there is none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Veronica and team can give you all the information you need in order to have that public hearing. Okay, now we're gonna move on to new business. Item number 1, same petitioner requesting preliminary site plan review for a 2,000 square foot office building. And if you'd like to further elaborate on anything else.
Yeah, so that office building would go on the same site as the house that I'm in the process of purchasing. So that house would get demoed, and then I would put a new office building on that, which would then be one, if I got the approval for the 1-lot subdivision, I would, on the original piece of property, I would want to build like a warehouse type building, and then an office building separately just to the north of the warehouse building.
Okay. We understand that you've also received a copy of our engineer's comments. And Jake, would you like to elaborate on any of those comments?
Well, I think that most of them are just provide a site plan with all the technical specifications for review. I think the intent of this one sheet was just to show us the general layout of the site. So, I mean, if you'd like, I can elaborate those to the record, but they're essentially to show all the utilities, provide the building plans for review, any locations of dumpster enclosures, some more information about number of employees, warehouse use, parking, that kind of thing. So there's been conversation with Mr. Don Tarango on that, and I think he understands what's necessary to move this forward in terms of site plan review. So with all that being said, I think it might be wise for the council, commission to just make any general comments you might have that could be incorporated into that plan, moving forward based on what we have here today. See
Okay.
anything of concern?
I think one issue, I believe that you were told or under the impression that you needed to come back in about 18 months to give an update, so.
Yeah, I think we're at like.
I think let's
15
put in the record, he's been back. We don't have any finalized site plans to review yet. He's in the process of getting a 1-lot subdivision, and I think until then, it status quo as goes, unless there's a reason, something that we don't know about.
So we should continue the preliminary site plan review request, is what you're saying?
Yeah, but there's nothing to review right now, so, yeah.
Okay.
So I would make that motion then.
Okay, we have a motion to continue new business item number 1. Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Seeing there is none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Please continue to work with engineering and Veronica, and we'll get you rolling.
Perfect, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
Do you have a timeline of, you think, when the property will be purchased?
She just signed the purchase agreement today, so,
Okay.
but the contingency is that I get the approval, so.
Okay.
We'll probably wait on closing on it until I get the approval from you guys. And
Okay.
then we move forward, so.
Okay, just so we,
It's all,
if,
yeah,
if another year goes by, we'll know what's going on. Okay.
all right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Moving on to new business, item number 3, 5024 Craft Company, 112 East Ridge Road, Unit C, by Dara Campbell, requesting a change of use to open a do-it-yourself craft studio. Property is zoned B3 General Business. Yes, ma'am, address and name, please?
Good evening, Dara Campbell. Dara, D is in David, A-R-A, Campbell.
Thank you.
The address is 112 East Ridge Road.
Thank you.
Unit C.
Could we give, can you describe to us what this business you want to open, hours, things that will happen, et cetera?
Yeah, it's it will be a new DIY, which is do-it-yourself studio. It's a creative experience where patrons can come in and they can either walk in and reserve time to make things like candles, scrubs, body butters, hand pouring paint objects, things like that. And then, or also have workshops as well where it's instructor-led.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Mr. Marker?
Any alcohol on premise at all?
It would be BYOB. I did do the research that if we did have a special event, we would have to request for a temporary permit for that. But
And how
no, that is not, it's not the standard for the studio.
All right, thank you. And how many occupants do you think you'll have on the average?
On average, it varies. It can vary from 1 to 20 or 24 max. When we have one instructor, we can only handle about 20 to 25 people at once. So
Great.
everyone can have their experience.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Is this business gonna operate on a regular schedule, or is it gonna be appointment only, or?
So it'll be walk-in and also appointment as well. So we'll have scheduled events for the workshops, and then we'll have walk-in where you can come in and you can reserve time for an hour to do it. It takes approximately 45 minutes to an hour to do to actually have your experience. The business hours will roughly be in the afternoon till the evening time and on weekends.
When you say evening time, what times are we talking about?
Like 4 p.m. to probably 10 p.m. If there's walk-ins, probably 4 to 6, and then there could be an event, private event or workshop from 6 to 8 or 8 to 10.
And do you have another, is this the first business like this that you're running, or do you have another one in
This is the
operation?
first business.
Sir?
I have a question for Mr. Schwerd. Bob, this is noted as being a B3 zoning. Does something like this fall into that category? I'm not sure how to classify what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't think we specifically mentioned anything like this in the B3, so a variance would be required.
Okay.
Dave? No. Rick, you have anything else?
Have you done any research on any state or town ordinances regarding allowing your customers to bring in alcohol?
I did the research on alcohol and what I came up with, because I'm not planning to serve alcohol, but if I did special events, like if we use Mother's Day as an example, I did research and it does require a temporary permit. Temporary permit means that you also would have to have a licensed caterer who would serve that alcohol if we were to do so.
Okay. Just, my concern is it turns into a party place. We've had an issue with somebody in that plaza, not the too distant past, where they essentially had an illegal establishment going without having the proper liquor licenses.
No, this
So-
would be a workshop. It can be private events, so if someone wanted to celebrate their birthday and they did not want it open to the public, they could have, everyone can have a DIY event where it's solely for them and they would pay for that.
Okay. But your intention is not, I shouldn't say what your intention is, but if you had a group of 20 people come in and want to have a big party there, and say we're going to do a DIY, And-
The intent is not, if you're asking, is it going to be a venue space? It's not going to be a venue space for parties. This
Okay.
is solely, you have to select what a DIY experience you would be doing. So
Okay.
it's not going to be like, this is my 50th birthday party, we're all gonna come have drinks and party and dance and things like that. That's not what it's designed for.
that's what we wanted to hear, just as
Yeah.
long as we've got that in the record, because
Yeah.
a year goes by, and all of a sudden we're getting all sorts of complaints. Not saying
No,
that you would do
it's-
it, but,
It's not designed that way, no.
but the other people told us the same thing.
I understand.
So,
I also wanted to highlight, for the space, there's no construction that needs to take place. It's pretty much move-in ready, it just needs like a deep cleaning, a good paint job, and then install of furniture.
Okay.
and is there, I guess, would each project have its own separate price tag, or is there an admittance fee to get into the place?
It does, the latter, so it varies, so for the most part, there is a price tag for each, experience. So a candle, that one is more of a higher price than if you did a hand-poured object, like of a teddy bear, like a ceramic teddy bear or something like that, that would be a little bit cheaper than that. So roughly, we'll say like candle would be $35 to $40, depending on the size.
Okay,
And then you can add on, like if you wanted to make the wax melts or a car freshener or something like that.
okay. Or just, like I said, my biggest concern is the guys comes in, is you charge a high amount for not much of a product, and then people bring in their own beverages and have a party place. That's my concern.
Understood.
Yeah, definitely check the BYOB laws for Indiana. I think you might be in
I
a
have another
situation.
How many staff do you have?
I haven't hired yet, but I plan to do 2 to 3. It's really gonna depend on how many workshops we would like to do. But the max, if it's 20, it could be 2 of us, because that's really all you need to run a workshop.
So you would, in your busiest time with staff and patrons, somewhere between 25 and 30 people?
It probably would exceed 25 people.
Jake, does that have any impact on the parking or even the restrooms within the facility?
It's possible parking, I've kind of been following along here and looking in the ordinance to see what kind of things it might fit into. Parking would be the only potential issue, because I think the total number of spaces,
It's 80.
80, it's pretty
Yeah.
significant, I mean,
If I may add, so the businesses currently there, you have a florist, a pizza parlor, where it's dine-in, but they, for the most part, they do carry out. You have State Farm, the smoke shop, the nail tech place. There is a used car lot there, and then there's a Premier Barbershop. Most of the patrons there, they spend less than 2 hours there, and most of the business is happening during the day, throughout the week. Most of my workshops are happening late afternoon into the evening, and then also on the weekends. So I don't see how, it wouldn't be an impact in terms of if the other businesses will, struggle to have parking spaces for their other patrons. Excuse me. And then a few of those, like the smoke shop is in and out. I know the florist, she's not open on Sundays. I did mention that Aurelio's is pretty much carry out. They don't typically do dine-in as much. Premier Barbershop, that's roughly about 2 hours. I can't remember how many stations they have there. Then also the same thing for the nail tech shop and the used car lot. They actually have their own independent space that I noticed in there. So they're not really utilizing the open space, the 80 spaces that are available to the other businesses. And then if I do occupy unit C, I know that there are 2 other units that are, I think, that are open there. I think it's unit F and unit H, if I remember correctly. But they're keeping those in mind, that there shouldn't be an issue with parking.
Larry, you got a question?
How many restrooms are in there?
It's one ADA compliant restroom.
You may have said this, and I didn't catch it, but do you limit the amount of alcohol that any one person can bring in?
Yes, I can. I'm not really trying to do the alcohol thing. I'm really only trying to do perhaps during special events, if I
Well,
do that.
we're, as Mr. Rifle pointed out, we've had issues with businesses, not like yours exactly, but uncontrolled drinking. And what's to keep somebody from bringing in, cases of wine, kegs of beer, whatever, and then sharing it with all the other groups that are working there?
Yeah, well, with my experience working with other local businesses, that hasn't been an issue, but if that issue, if it occurred, we usually put a limit, and this is why we have people agree to that initially. So there's gonna be terms and conditions when people agree to their experience. They're agreeing before they make their purchase, when they reserve their slot. And usually historically, there's typically for this line of business, it's usually, like 2 glasses. You only can bring like a bottle of wine if it's 2 of you, and it would be like 2 glasses per person.
All right, and is there any intention to have any music at all, whether it be live or DJ?
There may be music during special events, I would say so.
Would you think the music would be audible enough to hear outside the facility or in the next adjacent suite?
I don't think so for outside, for exterior use, but I think that, I'm not really sure in terms of the neighbors, but the events would take place on Sunday, and those businesses that I'm in between would be closed on Sunday.
So if we got a complaint 6 months down the road that there's loud music coming from your suite,
We'll have to make the adjustment.
okay, but that's not your intention now?
No.
Okay. Well, just so we know what we're getting into.
Any other comments, questions, or concerns? Item number 3, new business. Okay, in hearing that, what is the pleasure of the commission at this time?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the request.
Bob, does that request have to come with any special notifications?
No, you can make any, it's kind of like when you BZA grants a variance, you can get something in return, so you can say
Actually,
something.
I believe this does need to have, did we say earlier that it needs a BZA?
Well, I
With the
think
parking.
it does, based on,
Okay.
what's in the B3. I don't see anything, I don't recall anything specific
All
to
right.
this type of business in the B3.
All right, then I would have, since there was no second yet, was there?
No.
Okay. Then I would have, actually, it shouldn't be discussion until there's a second.
No, fine.
Okay, forget it, we'll just start over.
We'll blame Rob.
But so I'd make a new motion that, to grant approval pending BZA ordinance or BZA approval, or we can show that doesn't need the variance.
Okay, we have a motion, I have a second.
Second.
Motion and second, any further discussion on this item? Seeing there is none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Please talk with Veronica after this meeting to get more detail on what we just proposed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We have no other new business. What about communications? Oh, we don't have that, that's right, one more. Okay, any more communications? If not, we can show the meeting adjourned at 7:30. Thank you.
Well done, Rob. Well done. Good job.